What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? This is James, redemptionagency.com, 23 years selling full-time on eBay. And we are Wednesday. All right, we'll start off with another shutdown. We're going on 9 hours, 4 sales. So clearly another shutdown for maintenance as needed because the site was Jackie, just jacked up. You guys got your Pee-wee card yet? Pee-wee. All right. So yesterday, yes. Well, first, you don't thank you guys, any of you guys who are responding to people on the comments, but you don't have to with the people who come in and act like they know it all. The human ego is a funny thing. Humans like to walk into situations that they know very little to nothing about and to pretend they know everything or they know what's going on. You see it all across social media. It's pretty much where trolls come in. That's where they got their name. People who think they know something that they don't know. So, no need to respond to these people. The one person said, how can you be complaining about 500 today when you did 1,000 yesterday? And from the look of his name and his picture, he was jacked. He was a workout person. You could tell by his name. It said workout something or whatever. So I was going to put it in perspective for him. Like, if you work hard every day, every day, lifting every day, and then one day your dealer comes in and says, because I only done half the work I was supposed to, you're only going to get half of your steroids today. You'd be upset. You'd be like, man, how am I going to keep this physique up? Yeah, can't sweat people like that. People who don't understand, because they're not in this world. They're not, even if they do a little bit on eBay, you don't see these problems unless you're immersed into eBay. So, well, some of them are pretty more obvious than that, but you got to be somewhat into eBay to understand what the hell's going on with the site. So, but I appreciate it, but no need to even worry about those people. So we're at 8 a.m. right now. I'm at $35. $35 on the big account. The one saving grace was I took an offer for a record this morning for $110. So if he pays today, that'll be huge. He had like 18,000 feedback. I go, this has got to be a seller, right? I clicked on it and nope, not a seller, just a buyer with 18,000 feedback. I'm like, yeah, they'll pay. So $110 for one of the records I got in that haul from the yard sale. $200 for 2,000 records. So I have $100 coming in hopefully today. That'll hopefully make the day different from yesterday. Yesterday's $690. So the lowest day since the 16th. So lowest day of the week anyway, at least. But still falls into that lowest day of the week, which is usually a Monday or a Tuesday every week. Well, at least for the last 2 weeks. How about that? Because Sunday was the lowest there. But then Monday and Tuesday was the lowest there. So, yep. Definitely, somewhat of a pattern. So. Let's see what internationals I had yesterday if any, to help push that over. So we had 690. Oh, 690. Oh no, I gotta click on it, James. I always keep forgetting to do that. So 690 to 721. So 721 there on the new account. 56. So almost $800, even with the issues. So the second store is helping me the last couple of days, at least get a little bit extra on top of that. And then I haven't read it too much into the whole international thing with the whole UK, and you got to have all these details for safety procedures. And you know what? If you think I'm going to find out the safety procedures for 50,000 different items, no, it's not going to happen. And I don't know if it's just certain categories or what, but it comes up on the listing page on something I was listing yesterday. That's the only time I really paid attention to it. But this, my thought 20 years ago, in 20 years, the world's going to be so close together that, you know, getting something from A to B is going to be so inexpensive and so easy that it's just going to open up a whole world and feel like the whole world is one place. No, it's been totally the opposite of that. 20 years later, they're making it more and more difficult to send stuff overseas. And hell, they're making it more difficult to send stuff down the street. So it really blows my mind to what you thought was going to happen and what is happening, and just stuff that you couldn't even imagine that's happening in the world today. It's like, huh? Which, as I was waking up this morning, I thought, we've got to be in a simulation, right? Because if we were humans, we'd be advancing ourselves. We're not advancing ourselves. We're just playing this stupid game. And there's got to be tons of, what are they called? NSGs. The players of the game who don't think for themselves. They just do what they're basically programmed to do. Because there's a lot of stuff going on that you're like, how the hell can you support something like that? And it blows my mind. We've got to be in a simulation. We just have to be. And there's a few, and there's some of us who are out there who are free thinkers in this game who don't like to. So what part of that program are we programmed with? We're obviously not the. I wish I could think of the initials. I had it this morning. Game player, NSG, what is it called? NGS, NSG. Damn it. How would I, dude, I am brain farting today. Character in game who walks the same pattern. What's it called? Please tell me. NPC. Non-player character. Thank you. NPC. Non-player character. There's got to be a lot of NPCs in this world that we're in, because that would make things seem, that would make a lot of things make sense. But it, beyond that part, just the fact that we don't seem to be advancing as a world. Politics, money are the two main reasons, but maybe there is a bigger reason. Maybe it's because this is a simulation and it ain't freaking real. Is politics and money, they are pretty powerful and controlling. So I'm not saying we're in a simulation because of politics and money, but it'd make things make a lot more sense. All right, I'm off that rant. I am off that one. All right, so let's get some stuff shipped out then. We'll get a couple on the new site first. All right, first up, we've got this women's tank top Pink Floyd shirt. This sold for $12. Headed to Fenton, Michigan. $12. Rebecca. Nope, don't like that one. And next up over here, we've got another Nickelback shirt. That one sold for $13, headed to Washburn, Tennessee. So I was worried about Pee-wee yesterday morning because something was different. He was all of a sudden drooling a lot, consistently, excessive. And it just didn't seem right. Even when I came back from the post office, he's always greets me at the door. As soon as I open it, he's there. When I open it, he's laying near there, but he just looks up at me. He don't even get up. I'm like, something's not right. He literally slept probably all day yesterday, except for maybe an hour, 2 hours, maybe at the most. But when he did get up, he seemed like his normal self. So I don't know if it's something he had to sleep off or what, but at least he seemed to come back around. He's dreaming right now. I thought his back legs are starting to kick. So I was like, making sure he's not having a seizure. Okay, 6. Back there dreaming. Why aren't you laying on your bed, baby girl? 2, 1. Why aren't you on your bed? She's just laying right there. Quick, someone get him another steroid. Eminem 8 Mile. It's funny how there's so many people out there who call so many people my wife. You must be my wife. Or you must be his wife. Always defending him. Watch some YouTube videos. Got that one today. Or last night, whenever it was. And then people like that, you clearly know they don't understand what's going on, because if you watch my videos, you know how busy my wife is and how electronically inclined she is. Like I said, she has to change her password almost every day because she screws her accounts up. She works like 70, 80 hours a week. She don't have time to play games on the internet. I wish she did have more time because she works herself like crazy. She picked up more shifts. She's on like 14 days in a row or so. Her next day off ain't till, I think she said, next Monday, I think. He must have been scratching in the middle of the night. His one spot is red again. I'm going to have to put his pajamas back on today. now that he's off his steroids, well, he got his last dose. Whoops, wrong button. He got his last dose today, but they've been intermittent the last few days, so last 6 days or so. Fuck you, I didn't want to print you anyway. He's starting to scratch again. And I don't know. I gotta figure that out, since two doctors I've taken him to kind of want to just dismiss it as a skin odor or skin issue. I got to figure it out, because I'm giving him all the information I can, and if he don't have a skin issue, and he keeps doing the same spots, and his tongue's going crazy when he doesn't, it just feels like it's a nerve issue. So I don't know. I'm not the expert. I'm trying all I can to give him the information, but apparently not enough. Not proper combined. I got this North Face headband, sold for $8, headed to Alabama with a banjo on its knee. Yeah, I have to spray that and put his pajamas on. Get some ointments on there. M-A-L-I-K. Next up, we've got Reign of Fire DVD. Sold for $4, headed to Sandwich, Illinois. Today I'm doing action figures, listing of action figures. So that video will be coming out on Pimp Master of Stuff at noon today. Showing the toys. Ronald. The Work With Me video today on the Work With Me channel is a screen share work video. I almost forgetting to record them, because I got them recorded when I take pictures, but I only take pictures on weekends. So during the week, got to keep reminding myself to record a screen share when I'm working. Here's a great CD. All we are, all we are, we are all we need. 3 minute one in. Warlock, Triumph, and Agony. Miss Dora Pesh. Sold for $15, headed to South Belay, Illinois. All we are, all we are, we are all we need. All we are, all we are, Tom. So I finally got a time schedule for Seller Champ to get the onboarding process done. It'll be noon tomorrow. It says through Zoom. I don't have Zoom. I guess I got to download Zoom. I've never used Zoom, so I don't know. Next up, are you ready for a CD or a cassette lot, actually? We got Mr. Welcome to the Real World. Buy two, get two. We've got New Kids, Merry Christmas. Dun, 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 dun. We got Chili Pepper single, Under the Bridge. And we got Poison, Flesh and Blood. Do you know there's 2 covers for Flesh and Blood? This is how pathetic the what was it, the NPRC or whatever were. This is 1990. They had to change their cover because this is a fresh tattoo with real blood. You can barely see it. So they had to reissue it and take that part out. I'm like, what? Really? Like, that's the dumbest thing ever. And the album before that, Open Up Say Ah, because the woman had a real long tongue, they had to change that. You think the PC people were bad nowadays. They were pretty bad in the 90s too. Late 80s, early 90s. Courtney. Stop. Turn this off. Next up, we've got Cardinals cap. Sold for $10.50. Headed to Portageville, Missouri. Never heard of that. Portageville. Shake it. Next up, we've got 4 imprint camouflage hat. Been in the store for like 8 years. Finally sold $7. Headed to Auburn, Washington. Hey, stop that scratchy. It's like you're talking to me. And she's off to her bed. Next up, Eric Clapton, Happy Christmas CD. Sold for $6. Headed to Overland Park, Kansas. I think I went up there once, Overland Park. I bought a CD resurfacing machine from a video game store that was going out of business. At one time, I had like 4 machines. They cost like, that was the beginning, and they were smaller. They only did 1 disc per thing, and they were $1,500 a piece. And the video game shop was selling it for $600. So I called and said, I'm on my way. I'm in St. Louis, so it'll be a minute. Went up there and got it. Whispers, Love for Love vinyl record. Sold for $5. Headed to Santa Ana, California. see. Next up, we've got, are you ready for a Huey Lewis lot? All right, we got sports and picture this. $4 a piece, headed to Dittmer, Missouri. Dittmer, Missouri. I've heard of that one, at least. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. I want a new drug. I don't think I haven't heard a Huey Lewis song outside of Back to the Future movie since the 80s. 5. John. That's the power of love. Next up, Percy Faith, Forever Young. Sold for $5, headed to Cooksville, Tennessee. This week's going to be interesting on the top 5 at the end of the week because vinyl's been kicking butt. At least so far. This week. Richard. What is complaining, actually? Like when I make the videos talking about the thing, I feel disappointed, but I don't feel like I'm complaining, but I mean, I guess technically it is a complaint. Next up, are you ready for a classical cassette line? We got 2 classical cassettes, $3 and $3.60. And it's a Lake Forest, Illinois. I might have to take a sidetrack today and look for some cassettes because I'm down to only like 3 sponges left now. So I need to pull some out of some cassettes from somewhere. And all the cassettes down here have probably already been gone through. See Lisa up here. There's certain cassettes that the sponges fall off easier. Like if you're into that, any of these Columbia with the white, with the red letters, they are known, at least the older ones. This is a newer yet old, but if they have the old color on them, those are the ones that fall off first. Probably like this Lover Boy. Let's see, got the Lover Boy here, white with the red lettering. Oh, it's newer tape also, and it's still stuck. Let's try this one then. Ruthless People soundtrack. And that one's missing. Oops, where was that? Where's that here? And then we got like this one. Dan Fogelberg. And that one's missing. So a lot of these they've already been taken out of. So. And it's the older white tapes. If they're the same thing, but they're the clear, those don't fall off. They're as easy. like less than 1% of those fall off. Alrighty. If I can get this Seller Champ working right, I'm going to have to probably take this weekend and go digging in my storage areas and get everything media accessible. So I can just start pounding through it and get it listed. Next up, we've got Bone Thugs and Harmony disc only. Sold for $5. Headed to Cottage Grove, Oregon. This one needs resurfaced. Apparently, I got a call from, well, not apparently, I did get a call from a postal person who's supposed to be my postal person now. Like if there's problems, I'm supposed to call him. If there's a missing product, I'm supposed to call him. I forget what he called himself. And he goes, do you have any, he goes, so what, are you sending less stuff? And I'm like, yeah, because you guys keep increasing the prices so less people could shop online. You're putting small businesses out of business. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll jot all that down. Is there anything you would recommend? And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, I would recommend not going out of business because you've already given your large packages to UPS because of price. You've already given your medium items to UPS because of price, things like coats and jeans. I said, it's only a matter of time before somebody comes in and takes your smalls. You're going to be out of business before you know it. He's like, and he kind of sitting there, kind of sounded shocked, like, well, I'm going to write all this down. I'm like, you're making it harder for smaller businesses to survive because you're pricing people back to stores, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but there's got to be a balance. The Greatest Showman soundtrack and sealed, sold for $5, headed to Atlanta, Georgia. And there's obviously ways around it, the way I try to do with media. It's one shipping price no matter how many you buy. But still, I mean, going up twice a year, come on, it's got to stop at some point. So I let them know. Look. Next up, we've got this USA Diving International Team Speedo jacket. Sold for $14, headed to Kalamazoo, Michigan. We got some dust on here from something. Dusty. Maybe this shelf it was sitting on in my office or something. Dusty. Oh, my giant ones. So we better fit them here. George. George, George of the jungle, strong as he can be. Oh, watch out for that tree. Stay in step. Three Adventures of Davy Crockett on vinyl. Sold for $11, headed to Matthews, North Carolina. George of the jungle, strong as he can be. Oh, watch out for that tree. Melissa. And last U.S. item, Clannad CD. Sold for $3.60, headed to Rockford, Illinois. It is Joseph. $72.66 in fees. Shipping cost, that is. Boom, 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 boom. Printed labels. So I should have videos today. I got the Work With Me video coming. I've got it, the first Pimp Master of Stuff. I've got Urban Picker video for every day of the week through up until Sunday so far coming. So you'll probably have more on the Pimp Master of Stuff today. Try to get 2 or 3 out on that channel per day. And then I need to remember to record more of the Work With Me's every day. It's kind of fun just watching those channels grow again, you know, like let me just put you here for now. Working their way up to monetization. The first one will probably be the Pimp Master of Stuff video. Good. Thank you to the 10 people who subscribed to that overnight from my post last night. That was pretty cool. But I'm quite a far distance off on the watch time on that channel right now. Even if I'll hit 1,000 before I'll be able to hit the watch hours and then become monetized. It's just kind of motivating to, you know, having other little goals besides just what the eBay goals are. Kind of gives me different things to think about, so I'm not always thinking about the eBay problems, right? So I can tell you, I've been thinking more and more and more about Whatnot, though, the more I watch people do it. I just don't want to. I was sitting there thinking yesterday, I'm like, technically after eBay fees and promoted fees, it's probably going to be about the same amount of money at the end of the freaking day. But I see so many people just give so much good stuff. I saw a post yesterday from a video game page on Facebook. Somebody sold a $200 game for nothing on Whatnot because they didn't care or pay attention or whatever. I don't know, but you can get some good deals on there. I need to pay more attention to it just for that alone. Scan form. Print. Are you going to let me print now? And we got international I'll do when I get back. We've got Air and Space Museum t-shirt sold for $9.50. Got a military hat sold for $10.50. And got this pony. I put Show Cavalier. Oh, it's in sold for €10. So it just translated on like show horse. Okay. Got it. I got it. Posh. I've never had like so many days of Posh not having a sale. I think I've gone like 5 days. Like, where'd Posh go to? All right. Well, that's all for me. Got a couple of CDs to resurface. Got to get these tax papers sent off. Finally, end of year taxes for last year. Done. There was an extension and then a I forget what it's called. It's like a revision. Forget what it's called. All right, because our stupid tax man forgot to use the card that I forgot to include the card that I put all the expenses on. So I'm like, no, I didn't make this much. So I look and didn't find the card. And I'm like, why didn't you? Oh, I forgot or something. Well, fix your mess. All right. Or he didn't know, one of the two. He knew. See, he had his own firm, so he had other people doing all the work. And he failed, and now he's working for somebody, and he's doing everything himself. So the things that his employees used to do, he has to do now. So now he has to basically learn everything. Yeah, I got an expense card. So, all right. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out, and I will see you all in the next video. Later.